This is the Parent Portal Show. Welcome back. Stephen Nold, Coach James Gumbert. We're having a great day talking about just all sorts of fun, NCAA, NIL, transfer portal, all sorts of things that affect our Parent Portal Show community. And, you know, our Parent Portal Show community, Coach, we're up to close to, I think, 19,000, almost 20,000 subscribers now. We sure do appreciate everyone that's listening to us and subscribing. You know, that helps us because now all of a sudden we've got people who are interested in getting our content. You can hit the little bell and you'll get it put directly into your feed. And, you know, like us, give us feedback. I'm loving responding to the feedback. Feedback's been fantastic. And we make an effort to always get back in a timely manner on feedback. So don't hesitate to send us your comments. We appreciate you not only liking us, but, you know, tell someone about us. If you've enjoyed this content, if you feel like you're getting some value of it, that's what the Parent Portal Show community is all about. We're hoping that parents are finding a way to learn a little bit more about what their athlete's journey is going to be like, or, you know, tips and tricks about things that they need to consider when they're looking at their athlete going off and playing college ball. So we appreciate it and appreciate you guys joining us.
For nearly 50 years, Town & Country Sports has been the heartbeat of youth sports in North Austin, promoting fair play, sportsmanship, and most importantly, fun. TNC Sports is for kids of all ages, no matter the skill level, and we encourage the whole family to get involved. Right now, registration is open for soccer, flag football, baseball, girls volleyball, softball, lacrosse, and more. Space is limited. Don't wait. Sign up today at tncsports.org. TNC Sports. Come play with us.
No, we really appreciate you helping us build this community. And that's what we're talking about here, is building a community of, you know, outreach to parents that are sitting in a place with no knowledge of what it takes to navigate their way around this stuff. And, you know, I can only speak to myself. I have a large background in sports, and you know, the waterways in this go every which way. And we find ourselves, you know, sometimes scratching our head going, is this the right thing? You know, are we sending our kid to the right camp? Or, you know, are we getting exposed the right way that we want to? And at the end of the day, you know, we often have to remind ourselves and stay grounded in saying, is our kiddo having fun? You know, and it's those kind of things. We help each other in this community and remind each other, you know, it's sometimes not how far you can hit a ball, but how much fun you can have doing it.
Yeah. Be true to yourself. That was one of my notes that I prepared with this morning. So, you know, we want families, we want athletes. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's good moments and bad moments. And, you know, if you're not at it for the fun of it and enjoying the sport, then maybe there's something wrong there. So, yeah, great thoughts, Coach. Well, jumping in on this NIL, certainly what we want to just kind of jump into a little bit right now is what athletes and their parents and families should be considering for NIL and what they need to know about the NCAA rules. Because this is, you know, it's a moving target. There's a lot of change going on, a lot of chaos. And yesterday's lawsuit coming down from Virginia and Tennessee is going to change the landscape. But you got to know what you're facing today, right? So as kids are moving into this next year, if they're going off to college next year, it's going to be pretty important to know what they should and should not be doing as they prepare.
It really is. It really is. And, you know, to your point is, you know, we're February now, and we'll soon be graduation time for a lot of seniors. And, you know, they're coming out of this place where they're now being approached in high schools in some states. And, you know, for parents, you know, they're all about like, hey, we're getting our kid ready to graduate. And now all of a sudden, you know, we got these collectives, we've got these agents, sort of, that are coming and saying, hey, you know, we'd like to have your athlete represent our brand. And well, that's very humbling, and there's a lot of excitement around it. There's a lot of questions that, you know, as a parent, you should have.
Yeah. Well, you know, you think about it, Coach. It wasn't that long ago that an athlete couldn't even take money for a signature or an autograph on a baseball card.
No, you couldn't even. Somebody couldn't even buy you a meal.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like the decades of playing, you know, by these rules of, like, there's no money, the only thing you're going to get is a scholarship, you know,
Yeah.
kind of way of doing things are over. And, you know, as parents, we're in this situation going, well, what does that mean for my athlete? Is he going to get that, you know, $1 million NIL deal? Or, you know, who do I go to and what do I do? I mean, those are all great questions. And if you're trying to do them in the last minute, as a lot of parents find themselves in that moment, you're playing from a place of being behind. And because the information's out there, it's going to take a little bit of research, but your athlete, your kids are worth it.
Bring your family together with a backyard game court from Sport Court of Austin. Moms love Sport Court because it's an active and safe place for the kids to gather. Dads love Sport Court because he gets to play like a kid again. Kids love Sport Court because all kids love to play. So give your kids a safe place to hang out and have fun. Call 512-335-9779 or go to sportcourtofaustin.com for more information. If you build it, they will play.
Yeah, and you know the big athletes, the really top half percenters are the ones that get all the news, right? So you talk about someone like a Bryce Young, a starting quarterback at Alabama, who, you know, had $1 million deal. You know, he was a 2021 Heisman Trophy winner, and was offered $1 million in endorsements while he was in college, and it carries a NIL valuation of more than $3 million, right? So those are where the rules get pretty interesting, and there's a lot of people making a lot of money all the way around. You know, don't think for a moment the universities and the collectives aren't getting their share of the monies there. But what is interesting on all of this is not there's very few of us that breach that rarefied air, right? But it's still important because there are kids nowadays who do have a chance to make 150 a month, going and being a place kicker, or maybe a punter, or you know, just joining a team at the Division I level, and just having a chance to put a little bit of laundry money in their pocket. And that's where it gets kind of interesting. And no one, I haven't seen a single ESPN or Sports Illustrated article about the kids that are getting those kind of monies, and what that, you know, how they sort that out. You know, you still, just like the kids who are getting the big dollars, you still need to have an accountant or a attorney, maybe even an agent involved in this a little bit, to just make sure you get the right advice, that you don't sign away a deal or a contractual agreement that, you know, at the end of the day, it hurts you. You know, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, the idea that, you know, every kid that steps on campus is going to get the $1 million NIL deal is probably, you know, it's not going to happen. But can your kid that's on scholarship at a university for whatever sport, can they be able to make some money? And the quick answer is yes. I mean, you know, those days where athletes would come and go to schools and, you know, only be able to eat in the dining hall, I think those days are behind your athlete now, because, you know, they're able to reach agreements for trading cards, you know, representing a food chain or something else, where, like you said, they're putting a little bit of money in their pocket. And that's big, because you think about your athlete when they're on campus. If your athlete has aspirations of, like, maybe NFL, MLB, whatever it is, they are there to get an education, but to also work on their craft, and their craft requires time,
Mhm.
and if you're spending your time outside of school, and outside of practice, at a job that's going to be pulling you away from what your potential earning is in the future, well, somebody else is doing it, and they've got the NIL monies, so they can just work on their craft as opposed to work a second job kind of
Yeah.
thing. And it's big. Those little monies all add up, and you don't have to. I mean, we've kind of talked about it on the show in the past. Is some really good branding athletes have, I mean, they've taken over social media and created their own persona, uh, their own brand, as opposed to like, you know, the university's brand. And as a result, their value and their worth has gone up. We've seen it. We can show it. And it's more than just how far you can throw or how many points you can put up. It's really about your name, your image, and your likeness, and how you build it.
Buying or selling a home is a bit of a challenge in today's changing Austin market. If you're moving to Austin or selling in Austin, you need to reach out to one of my long-term friends and the guy who helped me, Chris Ott, with the Ott Group of Keller Williams Realty. I needed a professional with knowledge of the Austin area, and Chris was the right agent for the job. Chris, his business partner, Teresa Ott Basso, and their team have helped thousands of people. The Ott family is celebrating over 35 years in Austin and plan to provide their real estate services for many more years to come. Their mantra is your move matters, and that is what they focus on. Go to their website at theottgroup.com and get connected with professionals dedicated to taking care of you. That's TheOttGroup.com. You can also call 512-222-6881 or email them at info@theottgroup.com to get connected with them today. Let them know that Stephen with the Parent Portal Show sent you and start working on your next move. Olivia Dunn, junior gymnast, LSU Baton Rouge, with more than 10 million followers on social media, and she's in seven figures, in endorsements. So there you go. There's a great
Yeah,
example.
I mean, it's if you put your work in, you do your homework, there are going to be opportunities out there. Are you going to be Olivia Dunn? I can't say that, but I know that you can take the model of what she's done
Yeah.
and duplicate it and improve upon it, and you're going to see that there's a pathway for you to be able to get some deals.
So all of these changes that came about after the Alston versus NCAA Supreme Court ruling, which kind of changed what the NCAA could enforce, and a lot of changes, rules changed for NCAA, and they came up with kind of on the NIL kind of four categories of things that athletes needed to think about, and that one was they had to they could engage in NIL activities in compliance with state laws. So it did say, hey, you can, as long as you're staying within state laws, the colleges can also be a resource for NIL legal questions, which is important because they have the bigger resources, obviously. Athletes, number two, could use professional service providers to help navigate NIL activities. You couldn't used to do that. No agents, right? Number three is student athletes in the states without NIL rules could still engage in activities without violating NCAA rules. So, if you didn't have a state that had passed anything, but pretty much all have passed something at this point to give guidelines. And then the fourth thing that the NIL kind of made a category of rules around was just that the conferences could start imposing reporting requirements, just so that individual colleges and the states could kind of understand where they were on what was going on with these transactions.
That's a lot, man. I mean, you're a parent sitting at home, right? You're like going,
Right.
okay, who's driving the carpool? Where's Johnny going to be, and where's Jamie going to be? And it's like, are you going to be at this practice? And all of a sudden, you're a senior, and you got these people knocking on your door, and you're going, what? Wait a
Right.
minute, we're just trying to figure out if we're going to be able to have a family dinner tonight.
That's the
Much
collective
less-
that I try to figure out is who's
Right,
collecting around my family table.
Yeah, it's like, when's the last time we sat down to dinner together, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden here's this opportunity that again, decades ago wasn't there, that's there. And it's a chance to help your kid. And it's like, wow, you want to, but you don't know how to.
Right.
And those, there's some, I call them one sheeters that are out there, where you can go and you can find some information, but the clearinghouse of like, what's the perfect model is changing every day. And so parents, you're going to need to do a little bit of homework. It's out there. You can find good accountants in your world. You can find good attorneys that are out there, and you can find good people that can represent building your kid's brand. But that's where my recommendation is you start there, because those are professionals, and you don't need to go find the person that's going to charge you, thousands of dollars an hour to do this. This isn't that kind of moment. What you need is, protections that are in place for today, tomorrow, and beyond for your kid. You don't want their name, image, and likeness used without their knowledge and without their compensation. Well, that doesn't take $1,000 to do that. But you putting in that effort for them will save them thousands of dollars as they grow and as they go through their university and pro development. That, I mean, we've hit upon it before. There are clearinghouses right now that are agents that are out there that are building relationship with high school athletes that'll last through college, and I guarantee you they are hoping that they go all the way pro, because it's like when your babies are born, you go to Babies R Us. Well, guess what it's right next to? Toys R Us. The two buildings were literally side by side, so it's the next step there. And then, what's right next to that? Best Buy. Okay, you graduated from the toys to the electronics. They're all right there, and it's there for a reason. It's the same kind of model that a lot of these agents are probably using. It's like, well, let's get them in high school, we'll follow them through college, and we'll get them all the way to pro. And it's parents, be wary, but parents, it's an opportunity to help your kids be safe and have some financial freedom for their future.
You've seen prices rise from the dinner table to the pump, but Allstate agents are seeing ways to save you money on insurance. From starting a new policy to bundling coverage or even driving safely, Allstate agents know how to maximize your savings. They'll share their knowledge as they help you personalize your coverage. Because when it comes to seeing all the ways to save, Allstate agents do it best.
Mike Hammer has over 35 years as an Austin area Allstate agent. Call 512-343-6994 or visit MikeHammer@allstate.com.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the Parent Portal Show.